Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. In this week's episode, we're looking at why you should get a mentor. Let's go. Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. So, this week's video really was, the idea for this was based on a half marathon that I ran last weekend. And I ran the London Marathon last year, wasn't happy with my time. So because of that, I invested in a running coach, somebody that could get me to do a marathon in the time frame that I wanted to do it, rather than trying to put together my own training plan that obviously didn't work for London. And the results have been incredible. I ran Chester Marathon 6 months after London, 3 months after starting with my running coach, and knocked about 25 minutes off my time, and I think I can still do even better. And I'm running now faster than I think I ever have done. And it comes down to their expertise. The running coach that I'm using has been there, he's done it, he knows how to train for these things, he knows how to fuel properly. And I'm using his expertise to elevate my performance. And it got me thinking about business or recruitment, because I don't think that's something that's done as readily in the industry. And I think it's a vital thing to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to put your hand in your pocket and pay for a mentor either. There's probably a lot of mentors out there that will charge you a fortune for an hour's consultation. But it's about finding those people that are 3 or 4 steps in front of you. They're in the position or level of business or level of billings as a recruiter that you want to be in. And it's about building a relationship with those people. So yes, I've got a running coach, and yes, that's something that I actively pay for. However, I've got a group of business owners that are in recruitment that are in front of me, that are billing as a business more than me, they're turning over more than we are, they're significantly further in front of me. But they've been through a lot of the pitfalls that we're going through at the minute in terms of our growth stage. And it's really good to be able to bounce ideas off them, get some feedback. It's good for them to, pick me up as well if we have a particularly challenging week. You've probably seen on the video on the channel that this last couple of weeks, we've lost a member of staff that we didn't want to lose fundamentally. And that's disheartening as a business owner, because you never want to lose people, especially people that are really good at the job. And they're able to pick me up, and I'm able to draw on their experiences of what happened when they went through something similar. So I just wanted to jump on this week really and put that in place. Do you have a mentor? If you're in recruitment and you're a biller, you're a consultant and you're at 150k a year, 200k, whatever that is, or you've got aspirations of going further, have you tried to reach out to somebody that's 50 or 100 grand in front of you? Don't necessarily need to be from the same sector if you don't want that conflict, but finding out what are they doing that may be different to what you're doing. How did they go through from where you are to get into that next level? Because it is feasible that you're at a bit of a plateau and you feel like your time's constantly being challenged and you don't have enough time to kick on, and you feel like you might have hit a bit of a ceiling and I'm never going to get beyond this. It might be that you've plateaued at that billing level for a couple of years now. You're thinking, how it's impossible for me to jump above this, but there are people that are doing it. And how are they doing it? Is it how they're managing their time better? Is it how they're diarising things? Is it how they're building relationships with clients? Is it the type of clients that they're working with? So it's really important to get some feedback. And again, if you're a business owner and if you're looking at growing your business and you're at 5 million turnover and you want to be at 10 million turnover, how many people are you speaking to that are at 10 million pounds in turnover in your world? And how often are you speaking to them, and how much information are you garnering from them and enabling them to push on? Because let's be fair, everybody would like to learn from other people's mistakes rather than making them. I don't want to learn from the mistakes, from my own mistakes. I don't want to go bust and say, well, at least I've learned something. If people are making mistakes and I can learn off them and try and avoid those pitfalls, then absolutely that's something that I want to do. And I'm sure as a consultant you're probably the same. If there's tasks that you're doing that you probably don't need to be doing, can they be outsourced? How can they be outsourced? How can you get away with doing more of the income generating tasks that are going to drive those billings forward, and how can you free up some of your time to make it seem more likely that you can push through that ceiling and then take your billings on to the next level. So that's what you can do in terms of mentors. Like I say, you don't need to go out and start paying for mentors, but have people around you that you can pull on, have people around you that you can pick up the phone to and speak to. And I'm going to make a serious effort this year to do that, because there's a couple of people that I've spoken to in the past. I want to build up that network. So if you are a business owner and you are looking at growing your network of business owners, reach out to me, drop a comment in the comments, or drop me an email on inquiries@rogersmchugh.co.uk. I'd love to partner up with you, or certainly build a bit of a relationship so we can help each other. And by the same token, I'm also happy to give back. So if somebody comes to me that's maybe not quite as far along the journey as I am, and they're looking for advice, again, I'm more than happy to do that, because people have pulled me up, and I'm more than happy to pay that forward now and try and pull other people up and help people wherever I can. And lastly, if you're a bit introverted and you don't want to do that, there are other things that you can do that are free, that will elevate your performance. So what are you, on your commute to work, what podcasts are you listening to? In an evening, when you're having a bit of downtime, or the weekend, what YouTube channels are you watching? So I watch a lot of business-related content on YouTube. I listen to a lot of business-related podcasts and recruitment-related podcasts, because I want to take the learnings of others. And obviously, it's a little bit more difficult to get advice if it's a podcast or if it's a YouTube video. It's not quite as easy as if you're on the phone or sat with somebody talking to them. But there are still certain things that you can take from it, and things that we can take from it. I've had a couple of ideas recently in terms of new business development that came from watching a YouTube video, and we've implemented it. It's won us new business. So there's certainly things that you can pick up from doing, from taking on board videos and podcasts as well. There's nothing like speaking to people. There's nothing like asking advice of people that are 3 or 4 rungs up the ladder further than you, so that you can avoid those pitfalls. And I would massively urge anybody to build a bit of a network of, if you're a consultant, recruiters that you're talking to, and not that you're negative and slagging off your employer and moaning about the state of the market, but just offering advice to each other on, I've got this problem, how did you overcome it? I'm doing this, it's working, why don't you implement it? And the same if you're a business owner. Surround yourself with people that are at the level you want to be at. And it might be that you get to the level that they're at, they plateau, they don't want to go any further, and you may need to look at other mentors, other people that are further on still if you want to go beyond that. But absolutely take as much advice as possible, because it'll make you a better person, a better, well-rounded individual, and we can all improve. Every day's a school day, and I'm certainly all for improving and taking advice from anybody if I think it's going to benefit myself, my team and the business. So a quick one this week, back into the sort of more discussion about how to get better type videos this week rather than the day in the life, but I'm going to try and do a little bit more of those. And we're looking at getting people on the on the YouTube video as well. So if you're working in recruitment and you want to come on and sort of discuss the challenges that you've got, or the successes that you've had, again, reach out to me. More than happy to have a chat and potentially look at getting you on the YouTube video. We're going to really try and ramp up the content this year. The subscribers are at the highest they've ever been at, and they're growing weekly at the minute, which is great. However, 50% of the people watching these videos at the minute aren't subscribers to the channel. So do me a favour, if you're watching this, if you've watched more than one video and you're not a subscriber to the channel, subscribe. You'll be notified when new videos come out, but more importantly, the videos will then go out to more people, and we're trying to get these videos out to the wider audience. So go away, subscribe to the channel before you do anything else now, and I'll be back next week with a new video. See you then.